So in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about Piggy Book 2, Chapter 7. We have some really good theories that you shared all down below in the comments. So we're going to be featuring some of those in today's video and going over Chapter 7 and where it will possibly take place and what will possibly happen. But if you do enjoy the video, remember to leave a like and share, and also feel free to subscribe for more, and if you're new. So let's go ahead and jump straight into it. I don't want to waste any of your time. So Piggy Book 2 Chapter 7 is set to come out possibly, I'd say, in a month or so from now. There's definitely going to be a break between Chapter 6 and Chapter 7. Now, when I just say a month, that's honestly just me throwing out a speculation where I feel like it will come out next month. I think that's a pretty good lengthy break, maybe even longer than that, as we are meant to be getting a Piggy Intercity update between this time. Again, there's like a mid-season chapter break, and this isn't surprising being that we've known about this for a while. Minitoon did make this clear that there was going to be a break between Chapter 6 and Chapter 7, and that's exactly where we are now. So I want to talk about some really interesting things pertaining to certain characters, also Giraffy as well, if something will be happening to Giraffy. I've also been seeing this theory a little bit here and there, so I just want to elaborate on it. So this all goes back to the Mari skin, which we did a full breakdown on the Mari skin as well, like where Mari gets his name from and things like that. And the Mari skin, as you can see, is kind of like a puppet and is being controlled. Now, I did see some comments of people thinking that Mari is actually mousy, which of course we could see why that is. They both kind of look like a mouse, and technically it wouldn't really be mousy. It would be almost like a voodoo puppet doll of mousy. So technically mousy would be fine. It's just a doll version, if let's say that was the case. Now, what if this was to happen to Giraffy? Now, this is based off the endings that we get. Now, I'm not saying that this will happen to Giraffy. However, do you think we will get more characters in versions of the Mari skin? Like, was this the beginning of us seeing different versions of certain characters? I'd be quite interested to see what you all think about that. However, with the two endings, like the Savior and the Survivor, it turns out that basically you're leaving Giraffy behind. It's like one of them is in the hands of the TSP, which I don't really trust the TSP. And this also circles back around to that note that I've been seeing a lot in the comments. You guys have been saying like, hey, Big B, don't forget about that note that was in, I believe, the mall, where it said don't trust the SI. So don't trust the 6, don't trust the signal, don't trust the silver paw. There's a lot of things like that, and I think it's just overall pointing at don't trust TSP, basically. So we have that where we leave Giraffy behind, and I think Giraffy will live. I do. But if they are with TSP, we do know that the Eye of Insolence was watching TSP, so I don't think they will be in really good hands. Now, we also have it to where Mimi and Giraffy stay behind, and Pony says like, hey, how will we know you guys will be safe? And they're just like, you just have to trust us, basically. So there's something that could possibly happen to Giraffy and Mimi. I mean, it seems like we are going up north, where we're going like away from all the stuff, and now they are kind of staying behind with the stuff. So there is a possibility that maybe something happens to them. Now, do I think they will come back as a wooden version? It would be cool, but I don't think that will actually happen. But I definitely think that the next chapter we will get more in detail and knowing on where we're going to be going if we are going straight north, especially on the boat too. Now, we are going to be getting a chapter where we can play as a certain character. Like, it's almost going to be like distorted memory. I have a video planned where I'll break more of that down, because I have some really cool theories on that, which I will share with you. So I don't think, maybe like the scenes that we're seeing with Pony is possibly that. That's just my theory and prediction on it. However, it would be quite cool, I think, to play through as Pony. But do I think we're going up north to go for the cure? Yes. Do I think something may happen to Giraffy or Mimi while we're away? Possibly, because especially if they are with TSP, which I don't really trust TSP just yet. Although we did rescue them, it's still not enough to really trust them. So yeah, very interesting stuff here, guys. But I really want to check out your predictions and see what you all think what's going to be happening in Chapter 7. So let's go ahead and check them out. Ayana Ford says, theory, I feel like we will travel up north on a boat. I feel like when we get there, everyone there has been wiped out by the infection, because it wouldn't make sense if everyone is alive and healthy if we were only on chapter 7. But I could completely be wrong. I also think that when Mimi and Giraffy stay behind, something bad is going to happen to them because of Mr. Stitchy, and I feel like he's the one behind all of this. I feel like William and Daisy will be alive, but had to find shelter from the infected. I think that we go there, we might have to fight some infected and have to find them. And I really agree with this at all. We are only going to be on chapter 7, so the chances of us going up north and everything is fine is very, very slim. Veer says the reason why they moved up north is that it's colder regions, zombies don't do too well, and the infected are kind of like zombies. And I completely agree with that. So wherever it's like really cold, we know for a fact that it will be maybe less infected, but who knows? Hubert says, my theory is unlike any other, and I don't know any YouTubers that said this or not, so this is gonna be great, I already can tell. All right, they said, and me, I don't know if I can say I trust TSP, and we decided to just leave Giraffy and Mimi with them. They are 6 TSP members, and we have to save 6. Pony mentioned, how can we trust you? Directed at TSP. Ooh, in chapter 10 Mall, we had a note that said, don't trust the SI, which I believe now says, don't trust the 6 TSP members we saved. In addition, I think that ending song had something to do with the story as well. They worked on it since Alice came out, and in the song, they say that you can't trust anyone if you want to live long enough to see this through. But guess what? We ending up trusting TSP with Mimi and Giraffy. Oh my goodness, this is great. One more thing. When we were hearing out TSP in book 1, the note made it seem like they were a bad group or villain. And suddenly, they turn out to be good. Hubert, you might actually be on to something. Again, I don't trust TSP at all. Lolly says, my prediction is, I think that chapter 7, we're going to be traveling up north. But what is Tigray going to do? We might run into him on the way north, so maybe he is trying to find a way to stop us from grabbing the cure. So it all adds up. So the reason we might run into Tigray, you might ask, well, if TSP is going to help Giraffy, then we might run into Mr. Stitchy too. And also run into William and Daisy. But the one thing I'm thinking hard about is that maybe this is all a trap. Maybe the signal is wrong and can't be trusted. Willow is telling some sort of truth, but she might be lying too. But we never know until chapter 7 comes out. I don't know, like, this is interesting. Like, for once, I actually feel like Willow is telling the truth. I mean, Willow also gave up the weapon. Like, hey, you know, look, you can use my weapon if you want, you know, and that's pretty strong. So I don't know, I feel like I can trust Willow, but I'll leave that up to you and also Minitoon. DJ L World says, please choose my theory. I put a lot into it. I wrote about 3 chapters. Anyway, here's my theory. My theory is that we are going to go on a boat and go up north, chapter 7. We get tired as we stop in some snowy woods, chapter 8. Then we find the military base and find Daisy infected. We open the escape, which will be locked door, of course. We see William behind it trying to make the cure. There will be instructions that the military makes, then William and Willow hug. Chapter 9. I don't know, this sounds super good. I don't know when we see William or Daisy, if they're going to be the same that we think. So there's a lot of things to really take into account. I have a really interesting theory about something, which I'll break down later on, but wow, some really good theories today. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's gonna wrap it up for the video. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Comment down below, do you think something is gonna happen to Giraffy or Mimi? I'm really interested to see what you all think about that. But if you did enjoy, feel free to leave a like and share it. Also feel free to subscribe for more if you're new. And if you want to show your further support to me, you can always use star code BIGB2 when purchasing Robux or Premium. And I will see you in the next one.